Hey guys, it's me, the FanFic Critic. Seeing I'm still currently working on episode 120, and it probably won't be airing until the end of this month, I figured I would do a few commentaries in the meantime, because they're quick and simple to do. So, today we're taking a look at episode 49 of FanFic Critic, Salivation, by Ikillfaguts. Thankfully, that person does not have a profile on fanfiction.net anymore, and I don't think they've made any new profiles, so it's fair to say that I don't think they'll be returning to the internet. Still, their stories have plagued many people, and the fanfic I will be looking at in this episode will prove that. It's very offensive, and the sad thing is, most of it's not even a fanfic, it's a stupid author's note, which takes up most of the story, but we'll see as the episode goes on. Now, I remember when I first discovered this fanfic, I tried recording this episode before. I think it was like an earlier rendition, but I ended up not doing that fanfic, and I ended up going with another fanfic. Let's just say I hesitated a lot when it came to this story, but I finally decided to do it for episode 49, and I think you can tell by this little opening here that I did not want to take a look at the fanfic. And can you blame me? It was an awful fanfic.
No. There is no way in hell I
So,
that.
the history of Ikillfaguts. I first came across this author back in episode 8 of my show, where I reviewed their story called Sandy Has a Baby. And that was a SpongeBob SquarePants fanfic that was just so awful. They wrote in all caps, the grammar was atrocious. It made no sense. They had like anatomy all wrong. Like they were trying to claim that Sandy got pregnant because SpongeBob touched her boob. It's like, okay, it doesn't work like that. So I was hoping at that point that was the last time I'd have to deal with this author, but clearly, like 31 episodes later, I was wrong. So here we are taking a look at Salivation. It should be called Salvation, but they misspelled the word. Only I kill faggots, people. Only I kill faggots. Man, what a charming username, too. I don't know why you would want to call yourself something like that. I mean, calling yourself something like that just screams that you're a troll or a loser. But, you know, that's their choice. Maybe they really do want to... I don't know. Someone who has that much hate in them, it's kind of sad, to be honest with you. It really is.
Insanity.
Yeah, one of Ikillfaguts' stories supposedly was one of the things that caused the FanFic Critic to go completely bonkers. It was pretty much episode 8 that she officially became, like, permanently insane, in a sense. So that's why I have it be that the critic is very, very, very hesitant to want to look at the fanfic in question. And boy, like I said before, I am so glad the story is not on the web anymore. It seems like the only version of the story that exists on the web is this episode of FanFic Critic. I'm glad I managed to read it before it got deleted, but at the same time I'm glad to see that it got deleted, because, you know, it had no business. It wasn't even technically a fanfic, and you guys will see why for those who haven't seen this episode.
It's in English. It's spiritual. It's SpongeBob and Squidward.
Yeah, you can tell I'm not enjoying this. SpongeBob, yes, it's another SpongeBob SquarePants fanfic. Not sure if I mentioned it before, but it is...
Let's get this over with.
At least it doesn't involve sex.
Author's nuts.
That was my natural reaction right there. I mean, I'm trying to compose myself, and then the first sentence I read is author's nuts, and it's like, seriously, you couldn't have said author's note?
It's supposed to be author's note, not author's nuts.
I don't know if this person was purposely writing the story bad or what, and if they were being purposeful about it, they did a good job pissing me off, I will admit. Wow.
My friend wrote beginning of this for me. So please.
It was painful to read.
and review for her, okay?
Every other word was misspelled.
Let's get started with it.
And this was back in my show where I didn't actually show the grammar mistakes. I just read them out loud and you guys had to visualize them.
Second of all, you spelled friend wrong. You mean
And I'm glad I added that feature
Duh
where I actually
is not a
show some of
word.
the spelling
You
mistakes.
have
I don't
the
show
real
all
word,
of them, but if
duh,
it's something
in
like
place.
really, really stupid,
And
I'll
this
show
is
it.
not a word,
And
it
that
should
actually
be
started
this.
with the Sonichu episode, because I had to
Were
do
you
a
not
screen
taught that in
capture in
grammar
order to show the
school?
Sonichu comic, and originally I was just going to read the comic
And,
without showing
that's
any
not how you
visuals
spell
from
food.
it,
You
but
listen
I
to
figured
all the
that
vowels.
wouldn't work if I didn't do that, so I
I
found out how to
suppose
use
it's
screen
supposed to
capture on my
text talk,
computer,
but still, I don't
and
think
thus
even
that's how I
text talk
started
is
to
pretty
do
bad. And the
the
letter B
screen
is not a
capture
word,
the spelling mistakes.
So,
Yeah.
is it really that hard to put
So
an
you
E
guys
at
can
end
thank
of
the
that?
Sonichu episode
Is it?
for that.
And that's not how you spell reviews. And use the word for, not the letter for.
I know this
mean
is a
number
little
for.
off subject from
And
this
that's not how you
episode,
spell okay.
but although I've been getting a lot of
Wow. I already
hell
pointed
lately
out
because of the
grammar
Sonichu
mistakes is only in
episode,
the first
it's still
sentence.
one of my favorite episodes.
Let's move
I
on to
enjoyed it. I
sentence
mean,
number 2.
I had fun with the
And
episode,
mind you, this is still the author's
and
note.
it's still enjoyable to watch.
Author's nuts, and I am
So,
the author.
yeah.
Wonderful fan.
Let's get back to this commentary, though. So, now
Am
I'm still at the very beginning of this story. Not even the story. It's like the author's note from the author, and then there's going to be another note from his friend.
Are they like writing in a foreign language?
I think they were writing in the foreign language.
It's ridiculous. I mean, what
It was very hard to not lose it at this point.
was my
I mean, it literally
birthday.
was
How can
like
you fuck
speaking
up with
in
the
a
word
different
birthday?
language.
It's birthday, not birthday. Birtha.
Wouldn't surprise me if Ikillfaguts is
Let's
like
read it correctly.
an
This was
11-year-old
my
kid.
birthday present.
Either that or he's just horribly illiterate.
And I thought you
Thut.
rel Christians.
And this guy gave
would
Christians a
inject it.
bad name. He really did, and I know that most of them don't act like this. Actually, I don't think any of them act like this,
That was the
but,
author's note. The
yeah.
next section I'm going to be reading is still not part of the story.
Now, this is the
It's a
next
message
note
from
that I
Ikillfaguts'
read.
friend. Hopefully, their grammar will be better than the author's.
Oh, and their grammar is better,
Let's
so
read
we're
this
about to
message,
find
shall
out.
we?
Unfortunately, the message is very
A message
awful.
to all. A message to all the niggers, faggots, and Satanists.
I apologize for saying that
Please don't
word.
get
I
offended
don't
anymore
like
if I said the
saying
N-word.
words like the N-word or the C-word or anything
I
like
really
that.
do not like that word.
I don't know. I was just brought up not to
Sorry
say
for
those
saying it. I
words
feel
and stuff,
dirty
and I'll
for
only say them if I'm reading them out loud from fanfics, but even then I'm
Let's
kind of
read the
hesitant
message.
about it, so...
Judgment Day is on the horizon. The fiery furnace of hell awaits your unholy execution.
Okay.
Sodomites and colors, your day comes.
Well, that's stupid.
Is this person implying that if you're not white, you're going to burn in hell?
So not only is this person prejudiced, they're
For all
also
who wish to
racist,
join my
apparently.
struggle, rejoice, for I welcome all. For all who love the queers, beware, you shall burn forevermore. Love Jesus.
Yeah, I highly doubt Jesus
Oh,
thinks
and
this.
in parentheses, in case you did not know, I wrote the rest. Gee, I never would have guessed, seeing how the grammar goes from perfect to crap.
Now, mind you guys, that was not the story.
Okay.
We're almost halfway
I think
through
we're
this
going on
review, and I
past the
haven't
story
even read
now.
the story
Wow,
yet.
which is a whole 3 lines.
Wow, 3 lines. That's not even a full story, guys.
Let's read.
It's pathetic. So, here's the actual story.
SpongeBob had a
And the
gas
grammar is
gun,
awful.
and he put
Thankfully,
electric
the
back.
story wasn't very long, which I'm happy for.
Okay, first of all, that's
But
okay.
the sad thing is, most of the fanfic was those 2 stupid authors' notes, which it was just stupid. I mean, I'm hoping that the reason why this fanfic got removed was because people reported the hell out of it, and I'm thinking that's what happened, but I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if Ikillfaguts even has a
My God.
YouTube, oh, no, I'm sorry, a fanfiction.net account even.
Oh no.
Might have been a deal that his entire account was banned.
Squidward, correctly, is a N-word faggot.
I thought he was blue.
I need to warn him.
Oh, whatever,
of
I
the-
don't know.
wait a minute.
I guess this
Do they
person
have a
doesn't
J
like
instead of an
Squidward
I
for
in
some
his?
reason. I like Squidward. He has his moments, but he's funny.
Just because it has a dot over it doesn't mean it's an I.
Probably just a normal typo.
Let's read it correctly. I need to warn him of his divine ways. So
Wait, his divine ways. I just realized, don't they mean something else? I mean, if you're saying like divine ways, wouldn't it be like divine means something good, doesn't it?
Number 3 and the letter E
I don't
are
know.
not the same thing. They are not the same thing.
Unflattering close-up. Yeah, I did this a lot with the webcam, and I apologize. Thankfully, I don't do it as much with the new camera, but it's kind of hard to, unless I want to tip my entire desk over, and then bye-bye FanFic Critic. And
Let's
jeez.
read it correctly. So, he does not born. Don't you mean does not burn? He ruined to Squidward's hose.
His hose.
To be or not to be continued.
Yes. To be or not to... Who puts down to be or not to be continued? I don't know. And this is, this actually showed up in the first FanFic Critic Freakout episode. I mean, I'd say it was a freakout in a sense. I mean, I'm so pissed. I kind of look creepy there. And then this part.
1 moment, please.
Okay, this one part right here, don't ask... I was kicking the paper that I threw, and I was supposed to, like, kick it, but it didn't kick, so it didn't work. And this scream right here, this is actually from episode 12. It's the scream from Sinner's Life. I just muted it and used it in this episode, because I wouldn't have been able to scream like that at this point in time, because my parents were home. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about that in the new house, because it's just me and my sister. Yay! And I don't have to worry about being interrupted. I still get interrupted by phone calls, though. It's kind of annoying, but oh well. I don't know why, but that always cracks me up. I don't know if it's because of the facial expression, but I don't know.
Ikillfaguts.
This was a flub. I was thinking of what to say, and I couldn't compose myself.
I'm sorry.
But I think it worked, in a sense, because the fanfic was just so bad.
Ikillfaguts.
And then we go into the
following
rant.
thing I read was not a fanfic.
Yeah.
It was not a fanfic.
And it definitely wasn't a
It was
fanfic.
not a fanfic. Do you want to know what it was? It was a prejudiced piece of crap message.
I think I said message there.
A message that was shoving your religious views down the reader's throat. I did not click on this story to read your own prejudice thoughts. I clicked on the story to read a story.
The sad thing is, Ikillfaguts is not the only person who does this. There's other fanfics out there where, you know, the author tries to shove their political or religious views down your throat. I mean, that fanfic, the FanFic Critic, took a look at Harry Potter Finds the Lord or whatever it was. That is a good example. I mean, at least that fanfic didn't have a bunch of racial and prejudice shit in it, but it was still awful. And you could clearly tell with that fanfic that the author had never even read or seen the Harry Potter movie or books. And the really sad thing is, the author reviewed their own story and said it was a masterpiece. How conceited can you get? Okay, this bit right here, I probably should have not done this. This was going a bit too far for me. I shouldn't have been talking about the stuff in the Bible, because, you know, I'm not really religious, so maybe I don't have any place in saying it, but I was just saying it from my point of view, from what I do know about the Bible and stuff, but I probably shouldn't have mentioned it. I don't know. You gotta remember, guys, this is all improv. Of course, the only episode of FanFic Critic that isn't going to be improv is episode 120, and that's because of the effect I'm doing with myself and Susan's character. I had to script that, because there's no way I would be able to do the entire episode with improv with the split screen. For the short film Breaking Point, that was all improv, but that was pretty simple, because when I had the scene with, you know, the FanFic Critic holding the razor up to Susan's throat, Susan didn't say anything, she was just standing there, so I didn't really need to script any of that. I mean, if it's little stuff like that, I don't have to script it, but if I ever do decide to do another episode with the FanFic Critic and Susan reviewing a fanfic together, fat chance of that, by the way, I'll probably have to script it. Now, I would love to do another episode like that, but seeing episode 120 has been taking so long to make, and it's been such a pain to try to execute. This is just going to be a once in a lifetime thing, one time only. I'll still use the special effect to show them in the same screen, but it won't be as long, and if it is, it might just be a deal where they're just sitting there or something, or maybe one of them is talking and then like do a shot of the other one's reaction. I don't know. Okay, let's get back to the commentary. Sorry for getting off topic.
Let's just continue to read, because I could go on all day about the grammar.
At this point, I believe I am reading his
I am
profile,
a big Tim SpongeBob fan.
and his profile was just awful. Pretty much his profile was doing what this fanfic was doing, and that was mangling SpongeBob SquarePants and shoving his religious views, again, down the reader's throats. And people don't want that. I'm sorry, but they don't. You don't see me shoving my political or religious views down your throats. I keep that stuff to myself for the most part, unless I have to bring up something stupid like this. But, you know, this guy obviously did not get that hint. And I'm hoping that Ikillfaguts has matured since this, and if he has made another profile, that he's writing more productive stories and more legit stories, and not these stupid troll fics, or whatever I should call them. Messes, I should say. But, I don't know. Some people change and some don't. And judging Ikillfaguts is, something tells me that he hasn't changed, which is sad. But there's not much you can do. And that concludes. Oh wait, nope, maybe not. He had to put in this other message where he's making fun of, you know, pretty much telling people off because, you know, they're gays or lesbians. I don't understand. I mean, if you don't like that type of thing, that's fine, but, you know, why can't you just let it be? There's nothing you can really do about it anyway, and it's a free country, it's a free world. People are entitled to how they feel and how they think, and I just don't get why there's some people who are all arg about it. I mean, I don't know. That's just my thoughts, and I think I'll just keep it at that. I don't want to get in any fights with anyone about this. Jesus, this profile was pretty long. It was hard to read, though, because, again, the grammar and spelling mistakes was awful, and when you're typing like you're 3, it's hard to understand what you're saying. Interesting thing I'm doing with my mouth there. Looked like half my lip disappeared.
I have something to say to you. Get a life!
Hopefully he did, but I don't know.
I read it, you listen, and I need to regrow brain cells that I lost while reading this monstrosity of a fanfic.
I think I used that ending phrase before, but whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this little commentary I did on episode 49. Just to let you know, my commentaries, I do them at random. I just choose an episode and go with it. And expect another commentary very soon. Again, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a pleasant evening. Until then, I am out of here, so, bye.